Welcome to another video. Today we are going to look at the biggest railway accidents. 5th place. Wooden bridge near Vershevka, Russia. After a serious railway accident, we go to the former Soviet Union. It happened on January 24, 1944 at 4 o'clock in the morning, when a passenger train traveling on the route Vyazma, Bryansk arrived at a temporary wooden bridge that had been built due to a recently created lake. Considering the parameters, the maximum speed in this section was limited to 5 km per hour. A freight train loaded with heavy tanks crossed the bridge in front of the passenger train, disrupting its statics. The moment a passenger train ran into it, it was destroyed and then derailed. Although many passengers managed to get out of the carriages, the thin and disturbed ice cracked and people died in the icy water. Number of dead people 650. 4th place. Train derailment in Bihar, India. The fourth most tragic railway accident took place on June 6, 1981, near the northern Indian city of Bihar. A passenger train traveling on the route between the towns of Mansi and Saharsa derailed while crossing the bridge over the Bagmati River, and 7 of the 9 carriages ended up in the turbulent water. In this case, the cause of the accident is shrouded in mystery, as the accident was not documented in sufficient detail. There are several theories as to why it happened. The cause could be a cyclone, flash flood, or brake failure. Death toll 500 to 800. 3rd place. Brake failure at Saint-Michel-de-Maurienne, France. The most tragic railway accident in France so far took place on December 12, 1917 at the station in Saint-Michel-de-Maurienne. More than 675 people died in the train derailment and subsequent fire. In most cases these were French soldiers returning home from the Italian front. On the night of December 12 to 13, 1917, military train number 612 was returning from Italy. After passing through the Mont Cenis tunnel, it arrived at Modane station, where 2 other cars were connected to it. Some of the passengers used the 1-hour break to transfer to the express train, thereby saving their lives. At 23:15 the train left Modane station and gradually picked up speed. However, due to malfunctioning brakes, he reached a speed of up to 135 km per hour in a steep descent. Although the speed was reduced to 102 km per hour, the train derailed in the mountain section, where a maximum of 40 km per hour was allowed. Subsequently, the wooden cars caught fire from overheated brakes and candles, which were used for lighting due to the malfunction. The fire burned until the following evening. Rescuers managed to pull 424 dead who could be identified and 135 whose identification was impossible. A further 37 bodies were found along the track, mostly soldiers who tried to jump from the fast-moving train. More than 100 people died in hospitals. Death toll 675 plus. 2nd place. Explosion in Syria, Romania. In terms of the number of victims, the second most catastrophic accident took place more than 100 years ago in Romania. The main role in it was played by the courier train, consisting of 26 cars, which set off on Friday, January 11, 1917, from the city of Gala to Jesa. It left several hours late, as the locomotive was damaged during the bombing by German planes, which had to be replaced. Due to heavy snowfall, the train stopped for the night at the station in Barlad, where it waited until the next day. He then continued his journey and arrived at the Syria station around 1 o'clock in the morning, from where only a few kilometers remained to his destination. However, due to a closed brake pipe valve, the brakes only worked in the first 2 cars of the long set. The train was unable to stop, derailed at a speed of 95 km per hour and collided with a locomotive standing on another track. All but 2 cars derailed, with some of them hitting adjacent fuel tanks. This caused an explosion and subsequent fire. Due to the fact that many black passengers were traveling on the train, some even on the roof, the exact number of victims is not known. Estimates range between 800 and 1,000. The lack of information about the accident is mainly due to the exceptional situation Romania was in at the time. And first place. Tsunami in Sri Lanka. The destruction of an overcrowded train on the coastal railway line in Sri Lanka, which occurred on December 26, 2014, is considered the most tragic event in terms of the number of victims. The accident was caused by the tsunami wave that followed the earthquake in the Indian Ocean. Train number 50, Madura Express, provided a connection between the cities of Colombo and Galle, with its route along the southwest coast of Sri Lanka. In some places, it is only 200 meters away from the sea, which became fatal for it. The train, carrying more than 1,700 passengers, started its journey from Colombo at 6:50 am local time. Meanwhile, an earthquake occurred in the ocean and was recorded by the seismic monitoring station in Pallekele. Train dispatchers at Maradena were able to stop the 8 trains running on the coastal route at the time, but were unable to contact the Madura Express. An attempt to stop the train at Ambalangoda also failed as the station staff did not pick up the phone. At 9:30 am, the tsunami reached the coast of Sri Lanka and began ravaging everything in its path. The passengers of the train tried to save themselves on the roofs of the cars, some of them hid behind the wagons. However, a huge wave up to 9 meters high managed to lift the train and smash it against trees and buildings lining the track. The heavy locomotive was carried 100 meters away by the water. Passengers outside were crushed, dozens more inside the cars drowned. According to Sri Lankan authorities, only about 150 people survived the train. The estimated death toll was at least 1,700, but the actual number probably exceeded 2,000. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe.